Alright guys, welcome back. Today's video is a tutorial on this look right here. I wanted to do something that was a little bit more on the purple tone side. I haven't done a wearable kind of colorful look in a while. This is definitely something that adds a touch of color, but it's not too overwhelming. You could definitely get away with honestly wearing this for a daytime look. I'm using Marc Jacobs Eye-Conic palette. It is stunning. This one is in Frivoluxe. I called it Frivolo earlier, but it's called Frivoluxe, and I absolutely love the Eye-Conic palettes. They are phenomenal. This eye look is probably one of my favorites I've done in a while. It's super easy to recreate. If you are not following me on Instagram and Twitter, I will have my handle right here. And if you are not subscribed, please make sure you do so. And last but not least, if you're interested in the look, let's go ahead and get on into the video. Alright, so let's jump into this. I have primed my skin with Maybelline Baby Skin Primer, just kind of the one that was laying in front of me. And I was trying to go through my foundation collection and find something that I had not used in a while. And I pulled out this bad boy. I don't even know where the cap is, but it's Lorac Sheer Porefection. And I can only remember using this a couple of times. So that's what I'm going to use as my foundation today. I have it in the shade light beige. Hopefully it's not going to be too dark for me. And I'm just going to go ahead and pop this on. I have really problematic skin right now. At least for me, I've got those bumps on my forehead, which you can't really see. It's more of a texture thing. And then I got this on my chin a couple days ago. I don't know what is going on with my skin. I don't know if it's products that I'm using, but it's killing me, man. So I'm just going to buff this in with BH Cosmetics sculpting brush. You can still find this on their website. This is an age-old brush. I use this for foundation and cream bronzer a lot. I don't really remember a lot about this foundation. It's looking nice. It's kind of reminding me of the Maybelline Dream Cushion a little bit. Nice light medium coverage going on. It might be a hair dark, but we'll work with it. Looks pretty good, actually. I like the finish of it. Actually, let me put whatever's left on my brush on my dang ears, because I know if I don't, people will bitch. That is the weirdest thing. I don't put foundation on my ears, and almost in every single video somebody will bring it up. Why don't you put foundation on your ears? Because my hair covers my ears, and I think it's gross. Like, when you go to wash your face at night, you just don't think about washing your ears off. I don't know. It's just very weird to me, but I'll do it. I'll make sure I get a freaking Garnier wipe and wipe that off, because I don't know. I think it's weird. For concealer, I'm going to mix my MAC Studio Finish Concealer Duo in NC20 and NW20. And I'm just going to mix that to get my perfect color. NW is a little pink on me, and the NC is a little... Actually, I think it's NC25. Yeah, NW20 and NC25. The NC25 is a little dark to highlight. So the mixture of the two is a really nice combo. I love the concealer duos from MAC. They do a really good job of color coordinating. There is a lighter color in here as well as a darker shade, so you can mix and match, or just use the darker color when you are a bit more tan, and vice versa with the lighter color. So just pressing that in with my Flower Beauty sponge. Raw Beauty Kristi has completely turned me onto this sponge. I mean, I don't think I've ever felt a makeup sponge this soft. It is so weird. And it's a little bit more expensive than the Real Technique sponges. I think mine was about $9 at Walmart, but it is so flippin' soft. I don't even have this one wet right now, and it's still softer than the Real Techniques one, and honestly softer than the actual Beauty Blender. So if you ain't tried it yet, oh, my cat is going to kill a squirrel right now. Do you ever feel like you are a witness? Oh my God. She got it. Cat owners, do you ever feel like you are a witness, or what's it called, like an accomplice to a murder? Because I do. I feel that way when she goes after innocent animals like this. And I've saved a couple. The other day, she was about to attack a squirrel. I beeped the horn because she was sneaking up on it. It didn't know that she was behind it. I beeped the horn in my car. It heard me. It took off. It got away. Some of you guys may know about Roger, the mouse that I rescued from her. Oh, the list I know is going to go on and on. I'm going to take this Becca powder. Again, I used this in a video the other day, but honestly haven't tried it since. It's the Under Eye Brightening Setting Powder. In that video, I kind of felt like it was a little white, like it had definitely had a pretty big white cast to it, but I'm going to apply it really lightly. I'm trying to find my MAC brush so I can just kind of dust a little bit on so we can see how it does. I think I applied it with a beauty blender in that video as well. Taking my MAC 137 brush, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit in the lid, tap some off, and press that. Oh, I don't know. It still looks a little chalky to me. A little chalky. I would definitely say as of right now, I'm not a huge fan of this powder. I mean, just even the little bit I put on, I feel like it's even translating in the camera, coming off a little white, and also really mattifying. I feel like it took away a lot of the glow that was coming from the rest of the foundation. So I'm actually just going to go ahead, finish off my face with a bit of my Lorac Porefection powder. This is my favorite face powder. You guys know this. And I'm just lightly going to set the rest of my face. All right, just did my brows off camera. I will have the products that I used listed down below, but now I'm gonna go into a little bit of bronzer, and I can't kick this. I've been using this in every single video. It's the bronzer in the Hourglass Illume Sheer Trio. You can find this at Sephora. It is pretty pricey. I remember I splurged on this. I feel like it was last year, almost around this time, because I think I splurged on this for my birthday. And I just love the bronzer in it. I'm just now getting around to, I mean, I've used it quite a bit, but I feel like I'm really, really using it a lot recently. And the bronzer has a really interesting tone to it. It's not cool tone, like it's not gray, but it almost has this hint, just a hint of like a rose tint to it, or a pink tint. And I find that it just really complements my skin tone, especially the range that I'm in right now. I don't know what it is. I saw Pixie Woos use this, and I think they used it in quite a few of their videos, and every time Nick applied the bronzer, I would be like, holy cow, that's a really pretty color. So I ordered it based on that, and I really enjoy it. I don't use the highlighter and blush as much in it. The blush color is more of a peachy coral, and I don't know, I don't hate it. You guys know I'm not a big blush fiend now. The highlighter is actually really nice. I reach for the bronzer the most. Okay, eyes. I want to do something slightly purpley, dusty, mauve-ish. I have this Marc Jacobs palette I have been dying to use for ages. This is what it looks like. It's called Frivoluxe or Frivoluxe. Frivoluxe, I guess. Oh, man, I wanted to just sound fancy and say Frivoluxe, but it's called Frivoluxe. Frivoluxe. We're going to use this palette, and for my base, I'm going to use a product that I'm fairly certain is discontinued by now, but it's the bareMinerals 5-in-1 BB Shadow Primers. This one, actually, I hope it's not dried out. It'll work. This is kind of like a purpley mauve tone. The name is not on it. I believe they sent these to me, and they were probably like lab samples or just PR samples that didn't have the names on them. So I have no clue what this is called, but it is just like a really dusty lilac color, and I'm going to use that as a base for the rest of those shadows. So just going to pop that on and blend it in. It's kind of dry. It's pretty old, but I love the color. It's really, really pretty, and we're going to make it work. Okay, now that I've got that base laid down, let's go ahead and take this color right here. It's called Dress, and it's just a nice Seems like it's an iridescent smoky kind of plum color, and I'm just going to press that onto my lid with a MAC 217. Ooh, that's really pretty. I feel like this is going to be a shade that's one of those really good colors to where you can just use one shade and get away with it. It seems like it's blending out. I mean, these eyeshadows, I kid you not, are like the best eyeshadow formulas you can get your hands on. And you know, like coming from me, I'm not a huge eyeshadow junkie, but these are always a real treat to work with. They're super easy to blend out, and there's just some really lovely color combinations in these palettes. But yeah, this looks like a really nice color just to wear as like a one shadow look, but we'll see. We'll see where this takes us. Really nice, but I have to admit I'm kind of intrigued by this really bright kind of indigo purple right here, so I think I'm just going to pick up a little bit, like a tiny bit on my 217, and I'm just going to kind of swirl that around on the outer parts and also slightly into my crease, and maybe make the eye just a little bit more purpley, just a little bit. I am really digging these colors, but what I'm going to do really quickly is pick up this white, the white shade right here. I'm going to mix it with Dress, and I'm going to go back over this inner part. I want to make this a little bit more reflective. See how the white kind of brings that out a little bit. It's kind of making it look like a silver, like a gray. Okay, loving this look. So I'm going to take the excess, just whatever is left on this brush, and I'm going to start sweeping it onto my lower lash line. I want the lower lash line to be a little bit more purpley than the top lash line, so I think I'm going to go back in with that bright purple, and I'm going to intensify the lower lash line that way. Taking up my Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease, again picking up that shade right there, and I'm just going to start swirling that onto my lower lash line. So I've got some really fun purple shades from Urban Decay for eyeliner. I've got two here. I think I'm going to use, this one is Empire. It is a darker shade. I think I'm going to use this on the top lash line. And then for the waterline, I'm going to use this shade right here, and it's called Psychedelic Sister. All right, just gonna add a quick coat of mascara and some Ardell Demi Wispies. Then we're gonna finish up the rest of the face, and we'll see how it turns out. Let's go ahead and finish the face off. I'm taking NARS Sin Blush, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of this on the apples of my cheeks to give me a bit more color. This is a nice plum tone blush. It's actually my first ever, I think this is, well, no, I was going to say, I think this is my first ever NARS product that I ever bought, but I'm thinking that was probably Sheer Glow. But Sin was definitely my first ever NARS blush. On a NARS kick here, I'm going to take the Copacabana Liquid Illuminator. Haven't used this in ages. This is kind of like a pearlescent bam in your face highlight, but I don't know. I haven't used it in a while, so I'm just feeling it right now. So I'm just going to take my Flower Beauty sponge, and I'm just going to pop a small amount. This is a little bit, just a very, very tiny bit on the high points of my face. For lips, I just want to do something really light and glossy. I have this lip gloss from bareMinerals. It's called Flirt. This is not one of the new lip glosses. I still have not gotten those in yet. I may email my Bare contact today. I think she might have said that it was a February PR shipment, but I'm so anxious to do a video on those because so many people have asked me about them. But in the meantime, I'm just going to apply this. It's just a nice glossy mauve tone. Okay, final look here, ladies and gents. I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite looks I've done in a while. Every time I use one of these palettes from Marc Jacobs, I swear I love the outcome. I mean, this is a totally wearable look, and just by looking at this palette, you would not think, oh, you know, that's something that I could pull off on a daily basis. Now, I'm not saying this is an everyday look, but I still feel like it's very wearable, which is always the goal with my tutorials. And yeah, I'm a fan. I am a fan. Let me know what you think about the entire look down below. I hope you all enjoyed. If you have any questions for me, feel free to leave them down below as well. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.